Hey everyone, 6:55 in the evening on the 26th of December 2022, it's Boxing Day. It is boiling degrees outside in Melbourne, Australia, but it's going to be even more freaking hot tomorrow. It was like 31 degrees I think today. My air conditioning is definitely on. I spent the night at Graham's, as I said. I made the video last night. And as I've mentioned throughout my videos, these people are a lot better than I am at technology. But let's face it, everybody's better than me at technology, because do you want to hear the funniest thing? I really tried to get them to like agree to letting me make a video while I was there, and just they could explain it like to the camera, but not being on it. Turns out it's like definitely more and more a me thing who likes being in front of the camera. I'm starting to see there are those of us who just love it, and so far everyone I've asked to just immediately clamp up. No. So that's interesting so far, I think. Little like side note experiment in my mind. I am like past the level of pain I've had to take more pain medication than I like to, just to even get home. Like as soon as I got in my car, I reckon it was less than 5 minutes. It was fucking excruciating. Thankfully I do have tolls. I just went all the tolls ways, and it was like 45 minutes, so the traffic was pretty good. But as we know, my computer's been really fucking with me lately, yeah? You know what's fucking just clicked in my head? I went into my room to get the fucking phone stand because my everything hurts and I can't hold the phone, and I fucking forgot anyway. Oh, does that surprise anyone? No. Let's see if this works. Okay. Oh, I gotta be louder, otherwise I don't hear myself and it makes me, feel like everything's in my room. Anyway, where was I? Jesus Christ. So, my computer has been so fucking slow because I keep saying it, I've got to stop saying it. I fully believe with every single part of me that what you think is what you're manifesting, because it's the law of attraction and it's a vibrational thing. I think I'm lucky in the sense that my vibes are actually really high, even though my 3D human self is sometimes just falling apart, yeah? Though I think this is fair to say this is the longest time I've had, even Graham thinks it's funny, that I've just felt completely like me without, like, I'll explain today, yeah? So my computer, they were looking through it, and it's been having issues with this new home cloud drive, whatever it is thing, yeah? And they tried looking at it last night, and I was like, it's too much, yeah? So they looked at it today, and they talked a whole lot of stuff that I don't understand, I'll be honest. I don't actually know why I didn't make the videos at the time I was thinking of them, probably because I was watching them and just being like, I don't understand any of what you're doing or saying. But it turns out, and like I said to them, it doesn't really surprise me because, let's face it, it's a me. Anyway, somehow, I had like accidentally dragged like the desktop shortcut or something, I think this is right, into my like storage cloud thing or something. Yeah, I don't understand. This is why I asked them to explain it. I was like, please just, I was like, everything you just said would have been an amazing video, yeah? And I asked his mum, I was like, can you please work on them too for me? Because, like, I don't understand this stuff. Not enough to be able to try to keep up with them while I'm standing there, then to drive all the way back and then do whatever I need to do and then sit down and then make a video about something I don't even a little bit understand. Anyway, the point I had said to me the most is what Graham said, and I will explain that, I guess, to put it in perspective for others, people like me, or even anyone, because I don't know the fuck it was. But somehow I had done something that Graham was like, it should be literally impossible for someone to be able to do this. He was like, even if I wanted to do what it is that you have done, he was like, I wouldn't even know how or where to begin because it shouldn't be able to be done. And I was like, I don't know, I keep doing a lot of things by accident, you know? And he was just laughing, and it's like, we're talking like, he explained to me how he's able to get up early, something, the sun and the light, and it's all wonderful and good. Whereas the room I slept in last night, it's dark, and let's face it, it's me, I like to sleep in. And they had this mattress that was like unbelievable, probably one of the best sleeps I've ever had. And they were, apparently the dad was looking at them, see all my stories, side notes, I'll come back to it, the main part. But like, the mattress was amazing, so fucking good, yeah. Like, and they have Boxing Day sales, but that's like 800 upwards, depending on the size, you know. And I've got a queen size bed, and you know, I'm worth the investment. But yeah. Anyway, it's yeah. But right. Let me think. So I got up at 8:30 because he was like, "How do you want me to wake you up in the morning?" And I was like, knock on the door and come get me, like, come wake me up. And so he did, and I was just like, I don't know what the fuck time it is, but it's not time to get up, yeah. I don't know how long you left me, if I'm truthful, but I think it was around 8:30 when I got up. And the best part, this is the only thing I think, like, I miss. This is one of the things I miss the most about not actually having someone live with me in, like, a relationship or a really good friendship kind of roommate way, because he woke me up and he's like, come on, get up. And then he goes, there's the, you know, coffee's waiting for you. And I was just like, oh, coffee's waiting for you. Those 4 words are fucking amazing, I think. I think most people could agree with that if you like coffee. And yeah, so he did his game thing, which I can now actually understand from watching it and, like, being right there and watching it. And he explained a whole bunch of these. I think it was download last night, and I watched this. What did he keep calling it? Cinemax or something? The story part. Anyway, and then it was like a little bit later, and then his dad was like, "So should we go back to look at Liv's stuff?" And I was like, "Only if you want to, you know." And they're like, yeah, we'll have a look, right? Because, I don't know, it was broken in a lot of different ways. And last night we'd figured out it was something to do with my OneDrive. Apparently, I'm not even going to try and explain the details because I don't understand, yeah? But there were multiple issues causing multiple problems, and that is why my computer has been super duper slow. Everything's like on overdrive. Like, even the internet man was like, an hour movie should take 20 minutes to upload. Well, I upload my therapy sessions and they're an hour and they're taking 50 minutes. So there's definitely been something going on. Anyway, these two then just start basically speaking in a different language. If you understand computers and how they work and all of that stuff, you would probably understand all the stuff they said. I, on the other hand, do not. But But like I said, Graham just kept saying the same thing. Somehow you managed to drag this thing, into that, and whatever you've done is now causing all of everything to try and sink everything. And I was like, I don't know what. I don't know. And I kept giving him the same answer, I was like, gotta be honest, a lot of the stuff that I've backed up, that's important to me, and there appeared to be duplicates of everything everywhere. I said to him, look, I smoked a lot of ice when I smoked ice. I was like, so I'm just going to keep blaming all my technical, can't find, don't know where the fuck shit is, on that. And I was like, that's going to be my answer for back then and the mess, and how many different OneDrives and Google Drives and Dropboxes, and like, they just kept shaking their head at me, and I just kept going, I don't know what you want from me. All I cared about was backing stuff up. And then they fixed the problem, and they went through this whole thing, and they're like, it was a massive win, and I was like, yay! And then there was the next problem. And then there was the next problem, and then on that one, something happened, and I was sitting next to Graham, and he was like, uh-oh. And everything on my desktop had, like, disappeared. And we're, like, looking at it, and his dad walks over, and he's like, so, Dad, he's like, I figured out what was going on, and I don't want to explain it wrong, but it was something to do with, like I said, accidentally dragged the desktop into the storage cloud or something, and then it kept syncing every time, and something to do with CPUs and task managers and which one draw the most. I don't know. I don't understand, yeah? But anyway, it was gone. And I mean, I'm sitting right next to him, and I'm just like, what is happening? And he's like, explained it to me, and everything he's done makes sense. He's like, I've done everything exactly as I'm meant to. He's like, but because it was over a certain size, he goes, it's not in the recycling bin because it's too big, apparently. He goes, but I don't know where any of it's gone. And it was like every single thing on the desktop of my computer had like disappeared, all of it. So the whole thing we were doing was to make sure the backup is backed up, because of how paranoid I've always been about backing my stuff up. And I think it's only hitting me now that it's really, really ridiculous. Anyway, it was gone, yeah? Now, in my mind, I'm going, okay, everything happens for a reason. It's all good. It's not wrong. And mostly I'm just reminding myself it's okay, you know, and I'm just mentally relaying the tattoos that I've got tattooed on me in my head. And like, I could see Graham starting to be like, oh fuck, kind of thing. And his dad had come over, and again, he's explaining it, and I'm just going, okay, I'm just going to check my phone, yeah, because remember, it's all sort of similar. And I've got that app on my phone, which is where I've been backing everything up. And by this point, we'd already switched on, say, that one for the auto, whatever it was. But as I said, and again, don't quote me on any of this computer talk, because, you know, he kept saying I'd accidentally dragged it into this thing. He was like, I have no idea how you've done this. He's like, couldn't even begin to tell you how anyone could do this. He's like, somehow you have though. But in dealing with it on the laptop, it had wiped everything. It was gone. So I went to my phone and went into the same thing and went looking, and I found one called the desktop. So I went into it, and everything was there. ha ha. And then, like, obviously wonderful. So we start looking. Actually, hold on, let me think. The files were there. We could definitely see a lot. Like, it had Sebastian stuff. Most of my stuff was there. It might have been all there. And then we had, no, I say we, it was all Graham and his dad. And so fucking grateful, yeah. But it was something to do with the fact that it was on this particular thing on my phone, and then, I don't know, it was all still very confusing. So finding out we had the copy and we hadn't lost everything was obviously the biggest first thing of awesome, hallelujah. But apparently it wasn't that simple, yeah? Because Graham was like, okay, I'm going to transfer it all from the phone to this. I don't know how he does all this stuff. And then he's going to connect it and put it into the laptop. I could be relaying all these computer parts incorrectly, just so you know. And Graham and Dad, if you see this is why. I see it would be better if you told the stories. But yeah, so anyway, it wasn't that simple. That much I remember. And by this point, I'm making lunch, like everyone's having lunch, and he's still on my computer, and I'm like, look, come have the lunch, yeah? And my sense of time doesn't help me in any regard, eh? So I'm not even 100% sure now that I'm looking back exactly what order I'm telling this story in. Because there was a moment, I think it was after lunch, because I took my vegan sausages with me, yeah? So, like, I had dinner with them, and they'd made, like, potatoes and vegetables and things that I could eat, and I took the sausages, and then I had the leftovers for lunch, and sandwich and whatnot, and we were having lunch, and there was one point in it where I'm guessing it might have been quite a bit back further. I honestly don't know, everyone. Anyway, there was one moment where I was like, fuck. And I was perfectly calm, and I'm calling every single thing that's happened. Like, I'm so fucking proud of myself, I'm gonna say. Like, I'm super duper fucking proud of me right now. Because remember, there was quite a decent amount of time where we were like, fuck, I know we found it, but it wasn't as simple as we thought to get it there, right? And in this moment, all I cared about, and this is where I got to the point where I was like, okay, I went into the guest room where I slept and had my stuff, yeah? And I will be honest, and I settled into the bed, and I, like, pressed the towel to my eyes, and I didn't cry, but I had that, like, breathe. I need to breathe. I need to just, like, feel it, yeah? And then I went into the bathroom, and, you know, it's like washing my hands and face with whatnot and water, and Graham came in and gave me a hug, and he's like, we know we've got it. He's like, he goes, look, I'll be honest, he goes, my heart stopped too when it disappeared. He goes, I was like, holy fuck. He's like, but we know we've got it. He's like, we'll figure out how to do the next part. And I was like, yeah, cool, I know this, we've got this, yeah. So we had lunch, and I remember saying to him, I was like, I've been mentally just relaying my mottos and what's tattooed on me in my head, yeah? Like, everything's on my side. I had been saying it earlier to him, and I'm like, this is going through my head, and I'm reminding myself that everything's happening for a bigger reason. I'm reminding myself that getting angry, upset, freaking out isn't going to change one little thing. Oh, it's the ice cream man again. He comes around a lot. And I'm just, mentally reminding myself of everything I believe in. And it was trippy as fuck, if I'm totally honest, let's face it. I was just like, he was like, oh my god, I was so fucking freaking out, you were gonna lose it. And I was like, I know, right? He's like, that would have been the perfect thing. And I was like, again, I know. I was like, this shift that's taking place is pretty fucking cool so far. And I do, it feels like pretty permanent. Like, it's like right outside. He drives so fast though. I'm like, if somebody heard that, even if I was like, had my cash in my fucking hand, I wouldn't be able to get there fast enough. Though as soon as I say that, what comes to mind is like mobile phones and the tap and pay thing, but not everyone has that, right? My back hurts like a motherfucker too, so I really need to write my story up. Anyway, I started saying that, and then I started saying it to him. I was like, everything is on my side. I was like, I'm literally getting it tattooed on me. I said, I say the things I say for a reason. And I was like, one day you'll all believe me. I'm like, it's okay. I know it's okay. Everything's okay. Bigger picture, I'm good. And then I'm saying, and I was like, is my assignment there? Right at this moment, I'm just like, can we access the assignment? And he's like, we can. And then I've had to like download Office onto my phone. And then it started bringing up stuff that we were unable to access from the laptop. And it wasn't sort of a thing. And I was like, okay, I think I found even a different version, because this wasn't the one I found earlier. And that was then I was like, okay, all I freaking cared about in that moment. Mind you, I've spent all week, and well, at least what feels like a week, doing statistics all bloody day long. And this assignment, there are 2 parts to this assignment, and the assignment's worth 50% of my grade. So believe you me, I was like, please tell me we've got that. And we did. And then I emailed that to myself. There was a few other things that they had to do that, again, no idea. And I'm rapidly crashing, so I need to wrap myself up. But yeah, it's been interesting, because I've had to go through and just read so many different things to like clear shit out. And it's like this whole 6 years coming around stuff, and it's like 6 years past what happened in my life to cause all this shit is a long time, and I'm a very different person. But I've been reading the messages between me and Mr. X from those times, and it's like, I can't have, obviously I read it in a completely different perspective, and it's like, well, woman, like, yeah, he definitely came into your life to fucking fuck shit up, that's for damn sure. But yeah, he was definitely honest in like at least some sense of the word, because even though everything he did and acted and felt, and the rest of it was completely unrelated to the words, because when he said the words, there was never any real meaning or whatever. But yeah, he was pretty clear from day dot, like, he wasn't my man, and he never would be, because obviously he knew he was going to be married to this other person eventually. So it's definitely interesting reading it back. It's like, yeah, but hey, I'm happy, life's good. Finally, I've figured so much shit out. But the outcome of the story, with the laptop, is that it is now exactly set up as it was. Well, actually, that's not true, because it turns out half the bullshit I had on my desktop, which I didn't want there, was only shortcuts in the first place, and all I had to do was delete them, and it actually didn't delete anything, it just deleted the shortcut. And I was like, oh my god, I literally know nothing about computers, like nothing. And yeah, I don't know, they worked their magic. Graham and his dad worked computer magic as far as I'm concerned, and my computer is now basically Wow, they fixed all the problems, so that's an awesome start. I'm able to reset my phone to auto backup, even better. Apparently, this whole lagging, dropping bullshit has also been fixed because, like I said, I've done a bunch of shit that apparently shouldn't even be possible. Thankfully, they were able to fix it. And like they kept saying to me at the start, they were like, we can't fix what we don't know you've done. And I was like, I don't know what the fuck I've done either. Yeah? You know? Which they both found funny, and obviously I find funny. And yeah, so everything is great. I'm very happy. I'm stoked as a motherfucker for where I'm at with my assignment. All I now have to do is just watch a few classes and let's face it, I've been studying non-stop. I've watched most of the classes, so I'm really... Tomorrow's going to be like 37 here in Melbourne, Australia, so pretty sure tomorrow will be a try to stay cool. My air conditioning is pretty good, but it's evaporative, so I have to get it on early enough. And I think I'm just going to read Graham's book, because I was like, the faster I read it, the chapters I've got, the faster you need to edit to get me the chapters. And it was like so funny last night because we were lying on the bed talking, and he so wanted to talk about this book, and he knew because I'm reading it. Like, spoiler alert. Oh, it's funny. He's such a fantastic writer, So yeah, I have been talking though for 27 minutes, or close enough, 26 minutes and 54 seconds. I am exhausted. I am in pain, though I must admit my medication is definitely helping, but the chair is not. We started watching something about Mr. Ice last night, I think it was, the murderer man, I don't know. It was really interesting, and I'd like planned on coming back to watch it, but I'm just like in a tired, sleepy kind of chilling mood, and not chilling in that kind of mood, you know. So I'm watching, what is it, the latest season of Firefly Lane, maybe, something close, don't 100% know, but I do know I'm exhausted. Like I said, I'm tired, I'm fucking happy, like, I'm happy, and it's been so consistent for the last week. And what is it, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Monday, so what's that, a week and a few days, so yay me, I'm happy. And yeah, I'm done for now. I'm gonna upload this, and I'll talk to you all tomorrow. Good night.